Well, we're going to put some fresh coat of sealant on the top of our fiberglass roof of the motorhome. And so I've got a bunch of stuff that I've assembled. This is our 2003 Allegro bus that we're going to be putting a new coat of roof sealant on. It's kind of like a paint. And this is the stuff that I've got set aside. I've got a scrub brush on a long pole, a leaf blower, vacuum. I'm going to use the vacuum to clean out the fins on the air conditioners. In this bucket that I'm going to eventually fill with soapy water, I've got scrub brushes to clean off the roof. The screwdriver is to remove the tops of the air conditioners, and the crescent wrench is to remove the covers over the vent hoods on the rig, and then of course water to hose it all off. So we'll go up there and start taking a look. So here we are up on the roof, and we got a couple solar panels. We're gonna get those cleaned off so that they're more efficient. And the roof, all in all, is in pretty good shape. No real soft spots, but as you can see, we got some stains and stuff. So we're going to get this all cleaned off, and then we'll get it to coated, but that's quite a ways off. So right now we're going to remove all the covers, and that way it'll give us access to clean as much as possible. Now, as you may notice, there's what appears to be a bunch of little cracks or fractures, and so that's what we're hoping to take care of this weekend and coat them up so that we don't have anything develop into leaks. So we used the leaf blower and we blew most of the debris off the roof. We got a little bit over there that's kind of really stuck, so we're going to use the shop vac with the brush here in a minute to try and clean that up. But first we're going to work on just making sure the condenser coils are all nice and clean. Here, actually, they're in pretty good shape, but we've got some debris down in there that we're going to clean out, and then we'll put the caps back on. So while we were up here, I also had my wife crank open the vent lids so that I could vacuum the leaves out from underneath the air vents. So now we got that done. So now we're all vacuumed off and blown off up here, and now we're going to scrub away. This will be just with regular RV wash, getting most of the debris off here, and then we'll go to the actual prep solution. We'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm now on day 2. I've cleaned the insides of the vents, and now I'm getting ready to put the sheeting on the side of the rig to keep it from getting any cleaner on the paint finish. So one of the things I'm going to recommend to anybody who tackles this subsequent to me, our rig is a 2003 Allegro bus. I would suggest that you make sure that the outside edges of the paint get cleaned well as well. So you want to have something that the tape will adhere to nicely. You want to be sure to scrub that as well when you do this initial cleaning of the roof with just car wash when you product. Put it down, you want to have this plastic probably as close to the painted edge as possible, and then tape it there. with the tape. I used this 3M hand masker, the 99-inch version. It's 99-inch drape. It's 70 feet long. I'm sorry, 90 feet long. And so it allows you to cover almost the entire side of the rig with one roll. You're going to need 2 rolls though, because you've got to finish masking one side. Plus, you probably aren't going to get the drape to last the entire 2 weeks between wash and paint. So you're going to need at least 2 rolls, more than likely 3. So one of the handy devices that I picked up for this gig was this Craftsman pump sprayer nozzle that's battery operated. And so it allows you to easily put cleaning solution down. And then we just scrub away. And then once you finish scrubbing it, then hose it off completely. So you'll find that when you put the visqueen on it, if you're doing it in the summertime, it's going to try and vent from the slide outs, and so you're going to end up with plastic billowing like I've got here. So if you can avoid it, don't run the air conditioners. So this is what the motorhome looks like with the visqueen on it. Unfortunately, the 99 inches doesn't go as far as I had hoped it would coming down the side of the rig. But what I did was I hosed it off, and we should be okay once we get it cleaned up. So now what you want to do is you want to sand the surface of the roof for the entire rig, and be sure to have a good rough surface, which if it's been a while since your roof has been painted, it probably is going to be rough anyway. But just to knock any last little pieces of loose debris off of it, we sand it. So I don't know if you can see it, but right about where the sanding sponge is, on the camera side of the sanding sponge, it looks a little glossy, but on the far side of the camera sponge, it looks rough, and that's because I've sanded there. So as you may see, I've got some staining on the side of the rig, what appears to be milky white water spots, and that's from the work on the roof. I'm going to try washing it now to make sure that that takes it off. When the time comes to paint the roof, you want to give it a good wiping down to make sure you get all loose debris off of it once again. You've washed it a couple of times, so for the most part it's clean, but you have to go back and make sure that any additional debris is off of it. The day that I've chosen to do this, it's supposed to be about 78 today, so perfect day to be doing this. So I've wiping it down the roof, and then including the edging, so that when I put my masking down, it'll be adhering nicely. And then we'll start cutting it in, and then we'll start rolling it. But rolling may not be till tomorrow. You'll find that regardless of the day you pick, it's going to be not optimal. It'll either be the hottest day of the year or the windiest day of the year, even if the weather forecaster says there won't be any wind. On my day that I picked, the temperature is going to be pretty pleasant as far as working, but you're going to find, in my case, it's going to be breezy, and it's going to be hard to mask down the trim paper. But it is what it is, and we'll just sally forth and get it done. So what we're doing now is we're cutting in around all the things on the roof and basically anywhere where there's not enough room for a roller to go, I'm cutting in. So all the areas like by the air conditioner and the solar panels, I'm cutting all that in with a brush, and then we'll do the roller. So today, yesterday was Saturday, we cut in all the corners, I masked the roof off, and today we're going to do the first rolling, and then tomorrow we'll do the second rolling. It says that you're supposed to have 8 hours between rolling, but it needs to dry in the sun. So today I'm not going to have full sun until about 11, and then it goes away around 3. So I'll have full drying today, but I won't have again more sun until about 11 o'clock again tomorrow. So we will do the first rolling today and second rolling tomorrow. So far we're looking pretty good. You notice how I've got it cut in here, and I went through and I brushed off all the debris off the roof. Our particular location is under a couple of trees, which is nice to help keep us cool in the summertime, but it also brings a lot of debris along with it. So not your optimal situation, but it's you know, there's no such thing as a perfect solution. So this has been working really well for us though. When we roll it today, we are going to be using a medium nap roller and a regular roller painting brush, painting tray, and then a roller on the end of a long pole. And so you're going to want to mix the paint again for 5 minutes because it's settled overnight. And again, you're going to want to apply it above 50 degrees, preferably around 70 degrees. It's 68 right now, so we're well on our way to an appropriate painting temperature. So we're mixing away here today. Going to do this for 5 minutes. One of the things I forgot to mention is they want you to do first and second coats 90 degrees apart. So to me, what that means is I'm going to roll from front to back of the motorhome on the first coat, and then side to side on the second coat, so that the second coat is applied 90 degrees from the first coat. So just wanted to mention that. I may not show that second application in the video, but just wanted to mention it. So as I indicated earlier, the first pass, we're rolling from front to back of the motorhome, and then we will roll from side to side. This pass, the first one, we're doing from front to back. Trying to make sure that we get good coverage. It may not be real obvious by my cell phone camera, but that's my goal. Be careful when you're up on the roof. You definitely don't want to take a tumble. I didn't really have the opportunity to point it out in the video. I kind of forgot to mention it. But you'll notice near the air conditioners, you'll get drainage from condensation from the air conditioners, and that will tend to wash off some of the initial paint on your motorhome. And so you'll want to pay specific attention to those darker areas where it looks like maybe the paint has been washed off and over the years of use. So you'll want to put maybe a third coat on those areas next to the air conditioner. After you've done your side to side coat, put yet a third coat, maybe front to back, around the air conditioners all the way to the edges, so that you ensure that there's no damage to the roof going forward. Okay, well, we got the first coat down. It's 10 o'clock. It took me about an hour to paint the entire roof, and the sun is going to start coming on seriously here. It takes 4 hours for it to dry. 2 hours of it needs to be in direct sun. I've got about an hour before the direct sun hits the entire roof, and then we'll have 2 hours of direct sunlight, which will help it cure appropriately. So we're in pretty good shape. So this is what the roof looks like now that it's all done being coated. All in all, I'm very happy with the way it came out. Really didn't have too much in the way of thin spots except the areas where I cut it in, and I should have put 2 coats on the top edge here, but really all in all, very happy with it. Next we'll put the covers back on and then we'll be all done. So here's some closing thoughts in regards to our project of painting the roof on our 2003 Allegro Bus motorhome. So the first thought is in regards to the product. The product that you want to use is going to be definitely the Dicor products for doing a fiberglass roof. The fiberglass clean and prep is really good at cleaning off the surface of the motorhome. It works far better than just normal car or truck wash product. And also you're going to want to use the Dicor fiberglass roof coating product. At first when I started on this, I thought it was just a latex paint, and probably the vast majority of it is. But also on the product ingredients, you'll notice that there's also fiberglass embedded into the product. So in my opinion, that would really help to reinforce the integrity of your fiberglass roof. Some of the other things that I have in mind that you might want to keep in mind in regards to painting the roof of your motorhome. You really only need 1 can of the coating product. It says that it covers 380 square feet. It says that you require 2 coats, and you do need 2 coats of product. But what you'll find is that after you've done the second coat, you're probably still going to have some product left in the can, which would allow you to do even a 3rd coat in areas where maybe it was too thin on your first applications. I would say that it's going to take you about 10 hours to do this entire project, and that's 10 hours over the course of numerous days and even a couple of weeks. So you're going to need about 2 hours per day that you do various tasks. On the first day, you're going to do the initial cleaning using some sort of truck cleaner or car cleaner to clean the roof of the motorhome. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to wait at least 8 or 10 hours, so probably the next day, for the roof to completely dry before you put the plastic sheeting on the side and taping that on. If you do that when it's wet, the adhesive on the tape may not stick, and then you're going to end up with a mess. The next day that you do the masking, you're going to want to get a masking plastic that goes as far down the rig as possible. As I said, I used a 99-inch product, and that even wasn't long enough, but it helped to keep the majority of the high detergent cleaner from Dicor off the side of the rig. I also did find that I was able to clean any spots left just using a regular sort of car wash product. Next, you're going to want to do any sort of lap sealant or permabond tape to do repairs on the roof to make sure that it adheres to the bare product up there, the bare fiberglass roofing, before you do any top coat. After you've done the lap sealant and the permabond tape, you're then going to want to wait a couple of weeks for that to completely set and cure. Then you can go on to the process of doing the application. You're going to want to wait 2 weeks after the lap sealant and permabond have cured. Then you're going to want to go up there, you're going to want to clean the roof off of any new debris that's up there, and then you're going to want to cut in around all the different protrusions up there, so air conditioners, roof vents, solar panels, whatever. Then you're going to want to wait about 8 to 10 hours, so the next day, wait for that to dry. Going to want to wipe off the roof again, make sure there's no debris up there. Then you'll do the first roll, and from front to back in my case, and then you're going to want to wait till the next day to do the next coat, which is side by side, to do the second coat. And again, I found each of these took about 2 hours per day. I've got about 5 to 6 days of work here, so you're talking 10, 12 hours tops to do this. If you're a careful painter, you're not going to need to put sheeting along the roof when you paint the roof. It's not a real viscous liquid, so it's not going to just drain off the side of the rig. So if you're a careful painter, maybe a little 8 or 12-inch piece of paper masking on the roof, or if you're really gutsy, do it without anything. That pretty much covers it. I'm real happy with the outcome. By the way, I did have some product left over in the can after the second roof, so I could go up there and do a third coat if I want to in some of the areas where it's light. So that's what some of my final thoughts. I'm real happy with the outcome, and I hope you will be too. Just remember that anything that you do to your rig, it's kind of on you. So I do wish you the best of luck. Just be careful, don't fall, and you'll end up with a great outcome. Have a great day. It's safe travels. Bye-bye.